My ex-wife, female 38, and I, male 38, divorced because I was infertile and unwilling to use a sperm donor. How should I tell her that my girlfriend, female 24, is pregnant? My ex-wife is a complete girly girl who loves children and always wanted a big family. She is a primary school teacher and was a dual for her sister's births. We started trying when we were both 28 and had been married for 5 years. After 18 months without success, we both got fertility testing. I was found to be infertile. I went through several diagnostic procedures and treatments that, frankly, I would like to forget. I was told the odds of me convincing naturally were close to zero. We considered IVF, but the specialists said it was not viable. The whole episode took about 5 years from beginning to resignation. I was upset, but my ex wife was devastated. She was briefly hospitalized for an acute depressive episode in 2015. It did not help her younger sister and 5 children by that time. My ex wife wanted to use a sperm donor. I understand the biology isn't everything, but despite counseling and my best efforts at rationalization, I could never moderate the feeling of revulsion at the idea of choosing to raise another man's child. I knew I could never see the child as mine, maybe a stepchild at best. My sister in law called that toxic masculinity. So, unstoppable force meets and immovable object deal breaker. We divorced in 2017. It was a strange divorce. We both loved and supported each other throughout. We were still living together until about 6 months after the finalization when my ex sister in law started finding men for my ex wife to date. I then made myself scarce. We briefly reunited numerous times during the next year and are in each other's wider social circle to this day. As I understand it, she has had no long term relationships since our divorce and surprisingly no children. In mid 2018, I met my current girlfriend. I revealed my infertility early in the relationship. She said she always thought she would have children, but she was young enough that by the time she was ready, maybe they could fix me. I pointed out that this was setting up both of us for future heartache, but I had fallen for her, so I wasn't going to argue. In April this year, she missed her period. When the test came back positive, her first reaction was to go into full panic mode and swear she had never cheated on me. I never doubted her, but realized that's what every cheated on partner says. But hey, you can now get a prenatal paternity blood test as early as 7 weeks. Who knew? The baby is mine. We are both delighted. I went to a fertility doctor to see if anything had changed. I hadn't. How did this happen then? His answer: you won the lottery. Part of my problem was that the few sperm I did produce were deformed. So, we had undertaken every available prenatal screening. This is also why we have only told 4 other people. But now, we have the all clear. I share numerous friends and acquaintances with my ex wife. We cannot conceal this from her. I know her, and although it has been 2 years since we were close, I know this will devastate her. My girlfriend knows all the history and is totally supportive. She thinks that telling my ex wife before she finds out is the right thing to do. How should I go about it? Should I contact my ex wife's sister or mother so they can be there? Maybe write a letter they can deliver. Tell her face to face, I don't want to cause my ex wife any more pain than is inevitable.
I was told it was impossible for me to get pregnant without medical intervention by couple doctors. I somehow won the lottery too and ended up pregnant. My partner was less than a year out of a marriage with his ex who very desperately wanted kids, but my boyfriend didn't want to gamble with some very strongly inherited medical problems she'd had, on top of other issues between them. Their divorce was fairly amicable, the three of us socialized on occasion, but he was presented with the same issue of how to tell her. He took her for a walk and broke the news to her on his own. We both felt this appropriate and didn't want her to think we were rubbing the pregnancy in her face. I think that was the best way to do it. There's no way to get around your ex-partner being hurt, but you do small things to lessen the impact. Telling her on your own would be the best. Edit. Forgot to add we did tell her before we told anyone other than our parents, as we also thought it best she hear it from him first. As soon as you start telling other people, she needs to know. Maybe be one of the first people to know other than close family of your GF. It's very tough, but it's best to rip off the band-aid quick. It was against all odds, but you won the lottery with this. You want to tell her because you still care for her very deeply and know how much this would hurt to hear from someone else, so you thought it best to tell her yourself as soon as you were given the all clear. I hope it goes smoothly and hope the pregnancy goes by smoothly with a healthy delivery. Congratulations, my dude. You are infertile, not sterile. Your chances of getting someone pregnant are significantly lower than those of a man who is fertile. But that isn't a 0% chance your ex-wife is likely to be devastated. You may want to include her family as a support when you break the news to her. No matter how you tell her you're going to upset her. Although I'm not sure why you need to tell her in any way special as she's your ex-wife. Does sound like a very odd situation divorcing your partner because you didn't have a high chance of getting pregnant. I assume there were other issues. Leave her alone. She's your ex-wife. If she finds out through friends, then she finds out. Cut contact with her because she doesn't need to continue to be in your life anymore. Anyways. The fact that you feel you need to inform her somehow is weird to me. You want to rub it in or something. After she was hospitalized knowing she couldn't get pregnant because of you? To me, it doesn't sound like you've matured all that much. Live your life with your little shiny new girlfriend and leave your ex-wife alone. It's bad enough that she had to be in a long relationship with you, not giving her any way to have a baby. Now you want to rub your shiny new doll's pregnant body in her face? That's not okay. Man. Be an adult and leave the past in the past. Move forward with your life and let your ex-wife breathe in peace.